So I'm here at the travel service, quite early, waiting for the bus that will take me to BNTN in Laos to sort my visa out. I'll try and keep you up to date on how the trip goes as we go along. Well, there's nothing quite like getting lost in Vientiane just after you've come away from the embassy. Bit fun for me. Now, what I thought was the monument, I'm now beginning to think I've made a mistake. Get round there in a minute, it might be. Or it might be something that just looks like it. Follow your nose, that's my favourite way of travelling, and I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of myself, because had I took a tuk-tuk to get here, it would have probably cost me about 400 baht, and I've managed it in about 10 minutes, because I was right. I'm happy to be here because just down the road that way is where I should be getting a hotel. Just like maybe 5 minutes walk up there. But right now I'm going to go and see if I can find a drink and have a little sit down at this monstrosity. Last time I was here, 4 years ago, there was a shop inside here, and as I'm not too fussed with what I have to drink right now, as long as it's cold, I'm going to see what I can find. I do believe this is called Freedom Monument, some such thing. But I have to say, after an all-night bus trip from hell, queuing up in the embassy and all that comes with that, I'm going to have this coffee and I'm going to go and find my place to stay so I can have a shower and a lie down. I do hope you can't get arrested for jaywalking around here. Still got to get used to the traffic being on the wrong side of the road. Well, this street is pretty much how I remember it. Well, this is my room in Laos. Got TV, I'm going to check that out, see if they got any English TV, but it looked like they might have from downstairs. Got a fridge, I'm just about to plug in. Got air conditioning, so I'm nice and cool, which is good because it's roasting out there. And I've just been to the supermarket up the road and spent far more than I would normally spend, but everybody keeps telling me I need some pampering now and again, so I decided to take them at their word, and this is my selection, so I don't have to leave my room and just chill out, rest, eat when I need to. And some very nice looking bread. Couldn't resist this one. A, B, C. Nice big fat range rolls. I've got melon juice, tamarind juice, lychee juice, mixed fruit juice. I'm going to be so full of vitamin C. And some yogurt milk for breakfast, if I don't drink it before. We've got pepper jack cheese, cheddar cheese, smoked sausage of some sort, pork pate, German sausage, and cream cheese with garlic and herbs, and salted butter. So I'm going to have a nice little feast. I'll work out how I'm going to cut and spread everything later because I didn't bring a knife and fork. But I'm very good at improvising. So there you go. Just to recap, we left Chiang Mai at around 7:30. We got to Nong Khai at around 6:30, maybe a little bit earlier. Then it was a bus up to the border. Got sort of speeded through there because we were with the bus company, and then from the border there was another bus, more like a Songtao, up to the Thai embassy. There was a long queue outside, but it turned out to be not so long. I forget when they opened the gates, but I think we got in at about, I don't know, shortly before 9 o'clock, and I was out within an hour, I think. Not much waiting. And the nice guy behind the counter said that yes, there was enough room for my visa, albeit that it's the very last page of my passport, and that's the next job. When I get back to Chiang Mai, I've got to sort out renewal of my passport very quickly, because I will need it for my 12-month visa in May. So no hanging around when I get home. Well, it's Tuesday morning. On my room, VMTM. My phone says 10 to 8, but I think here in May it might be 10 to 7 in the morning. Going to go down for breakfast shortly. Check on the checkout time, because I may as well just carry on chilling out here, watching TV, relax. Can't pick up my visa till after 1 o'clock this afternoon. I've just got no interest in sightseeing or anything. not here. I've done what I need to in the past. So that's it really, just a waiting game. After starting off up at the monument, I decided to come down this end of the park. It's a bit prettier, and also there's a public toilet very close, and as I have a dodgy stomach, it's a good place to sit, and I'm in the shade, so I'm happy. Luckily, because I did such a good job in the end of following my nose, all I got to do now is retrace my steps from yesterday back to the Thai embassy. It's a little bit early, still got another hour and a half to wait before I can go in and collect my passport, but basically I just got bored at the monument, and if I see anywhere to sit down for coffee on my way, I shall do. I've found a shady spot at Okira Cafe. I'm not sure whether I'm saying that right. Sounds Japanese. Having a nice ice cream tea latte, a couple of cookies, sitting in the shade, about 300 yards away from the Thai embassy. I've got just about an hour to wait before I can go in. Over there you can see Pizza Hut have come to Laos. That wasn't here the last time I came. Looks like it's popular with local students. A little hint for you if you should visit this cafe. The metal jug, which I opened up and thought was extra water, which I was a little bit confused about, as it's one of the weakest green teas I had in a long time. Anyway, I decided to top up with extra water. Turns out it was sugar water. I've now got one of the weakest, sweetest green teas I've ever had. It's Thursday morning, back at home, just taking the kids off to school, well, a while ago now. So just a little roundup of the trip to Vientiane. The embassy opened up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the end. Got in there, it was about a half an hour wait before the queue started. All went very quickly, really, again. Quite impressed with that. Got my visa, and then I think it was 4 or 5 of us who had all travelled up from Chiang Mai together, jumped on a minibus to the border for 100 baht each. Went through everything there, got across the border, called the bus company. They sent a driver to pick us up, take us back to their office in Nong Khai. Then it was again, I mean, we were there maybe 3:30, 4 o'clock, you know, it all gone very quickly. So then it was a long wait to head off home. We actually left at about 6:30 in the end. And it was a lot more comfortable ride home. They'd had a couple of extra people for the journey back to Chiang Mai, so they split the group into 2, used 2 minibuses, so there's more room for people to stretch out, which was great. I had lots of leg room this time. Another interesting trip back. Whereas the driver, his actual driving seemed a lot safer and better than the crazy guy who drove us up. It ended up just as dangerous because the poor guy couldn't stay awake. I've got a lot of sympathy for him, having worked as a full-time driver in the past. It's a long trip, you know,
6, 11 hours, nearly 12 hours drive. I really think it's well overdue that the authorities maybe put a law down that, you know, anything certainly over 8 hours, they should have 2 drivers, or at the very least an accompanying person to help keep the driver awake and make sure he stops and rests when he needs to. I know they've got time pressures and everything else, but you know, safety really ought to come first. It got a bit hairy and close on a couple of occasions, with him dropping off at the wheel. Eventually he did stop at a petrol station, and I think he went for a bit of a shower to wake himself up. Came back, sat in the cab, and at that point he still looked knackered, and I stuck my head in and spoke to him in Passatai and basically told him to sleep. He might have been going to do it anyway, I'm not sure, but he did. He did sleep, thankfully, for a good half hour, and none of us minded. You always want to get back as quickly as possible, but on the other hand you want to get back alive. It wasn't too bad after that, and actually, because the return journey comes down Highway 11, I was able to get him to drop me off at the intersection down the road, and then it was just a 20-minute walk. At around, it was about 5:30 he dropped me off, shortly before 5:30 in the morning. So I was back here before the kids went to school. They were up, just sorting breakfast out by the time I walked in the gate, and that was it. So visa run done.